hello there. So good to see you today. Are you Queen Bee 578 by chance? You are? Okay, wonderful. It is such a pleasure to meet you. Okay, so let me just write down your name here so I don't forget. And welcome to our Be Healthy Clinic. My name is Dr. Candi. I'm going to be taking care of you today, and today we're going to be conducting an assessment to take a look at the health of your beehive's environment, your beehive itself, your worker bees, your drone bees, and finally your own health. And I know for a fact that as the queen bee of your colony, you are working around the clock, developing and delivering so many eggs to make sure that the beehive is working as quickly and efficiently and making the best honey as possible. But I know there are a lot of environmental things going on, from pesticides to pests to climate change, and this new thing I've heard about called colony collapse disorder. Have you heard of that before? You have, yes. So with all of that, I really want to thank you for coming in today. I know it's not easy at all for bees, let alone the queen bee herself, to just buzz out of her beehive really quickly to take a walk-in appointment. So I can assure you this is going to be a quick assessment, and let's go ahead and begin. So I'm going to be asking a couple of questions in this book here, and this is just to make sure that we are assessing where you are currently in terms of the health of your outside environment, the health of your beehive, including your worker bees and drone bees. Then we're going to assess the quality of your health as the queen bee, and then depending on that, I may conduct a little bit of a assessment, taking a look at your wings, your head, your thorax, your abdomen, and I may ask a couple of questions concerning the quality of your eggs and the quality of your babies and your worker bees and drone bees. So I know that was a lot right now. Before we begin, do you have any questions for me? No? Okay, sounds good. All right, so we already put down that your name is Queen Bee 578, correct? Okay, thank you. All right, and at any time I ask you these questions, feel free to pause for a sec if you need to process them. Okay, so first of all, what is the location of your current beehive? Okay. Excellent. What is your current age? And this question is asked just to help assess and approximate the current health of your eggs. Okay. So you're pretty young then. Excellent. All right, what would you say is the average number of eggs laid in your current beehive, approximately? All right, good. What is the current number of worker bees in your colony? So all the other female bees that do not produce as powerful enough of pheromones compared to your pheromones. Okay, quite high, excellent. So you've got a whole girls trip going on every single day, right? Excellent, wonderful. We love to hear that. What is the current number of drone bees in the colony? All right, that's also a very substantial amount. And I know the drone bees are taking very good care of you. You seem to be quite healthy from what I can see from the naked eye. Are there any particular drone bees that work harder than the others to produce the highest quality of eggs for your colony? Drone number 674. Okay, 674. And what is his age currently? Okay, so also fairly young. Very good. Fabulous. Any other drone bees that help stand out to produce the hardest working bees and eggs? 147. Okay, 147. That's wonderful. He's around. Fantastic. I heard that he's one of the older and wiser drone bees. Is that correct? Okay, it is. Fantastic. So we've got some strong bees, and we've also got some wise bees. That's going to be super important for taking a look at climate change and any kinds of environmental conditions. The older bees tend to be the best at tracking down any ongoing trends and educating the younger bees. And of course, I know you know that already. Fantastic. Okay, wonderful. Okay. In terms of the beehive itself, what is the current number of honeycombs in the beehive? Okay, a little on the lower side, but let's see if this next question can pinpoint the quality of it a little bit more. What is the average length of each honeycomb ellipse? Yeah, kind of like the circumference around each of those hexagonal, octagonal shapes. Oh, fairly large. Okay, that kind of explains the relatively low number. You just like to make larger ellipses. I see. And has it always been that way for this current beehive, or has it just slightly changed over time? It's been the same. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Going back to environmental conditions, including your current beekeepers, do you currently have a beekeeper, first off? You do? Okay, 2 beekeepers? Okay. What are their names? Okay. And a second. Okay. How long, based on your knowledge, have they each been beekeepers? Like, what's their length of experience working with your ancestors and your cousins? Okay, so for a while now. Okay, so they should be a lot more knowledgeable then. That's a good sign. All right, great. Okay, now as you know, with each of the beekeepers, they tend to put a certain colored dot on each queen bee, whether it is red or yellow or green or blue or another kind of color. Yes, that's right. So, what color dot do you have? If you can turn around so I can see. Okay, that looks like a blue one. Beautiful. That's a nice shade of blue. It almost looks teal. That's one of my favorite colors too. Did you pick that out, or did one of your beekeepers pick that out? It was a mutual decision. Wonderful. I love when beekeepers and queen bees collaborate. I think that produces the best honey for the community and people worldwide. Yes, absolutely. You seem to be in good hands there. Speaking of honey, what types of flowers do the worker bees in your colony tend to fly towards? Wildflower? Okay, wildflower. That seems to be the most popular. I see. Yes, those seem to be quite plentiful in this area. Any chance you have a honey sample produced by that wildflower? breed? You do? Do you mind if I take a look at that right quick? I just want to take a look at its color, its consistency, its scent. Okay, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. All right, so, okay, it's back here. Okay, thank you so much. So this is it. Okay. Okay, let's see. So it seems to be a darker golden color. It has a small hint of a berry undertone, but the main color is definitely gold, a darker gold. It looks like this one is from the wildflowers, so y'all seem to be a huge fan of wildflower, which is fantastic. Wonderful. Okay, do you mind if I open this just to give this a quick little sniff and take a sample? Okay, wonderful. All right, let's see here. Oh, that smells very good. It's like it's very sweet, but not overwhelmingly sweet, which is very nice. Yes, I could definitely see this on many people's breakfast plates with your consent and permission, of course. I know not every queen bee is a fan of having their honey that widespread for consumerism around this human economy, but to each their own, you know what I mean? How do you feel about that, by the way? You're fine with it? Okay, awesome. But I usually say that because for some queen bees, they don't like to have their honey spread around by the human population for too long, especially if they're at a current deficit of flowers, or if they are currently in a cooler climate, or if they're living by some bears or any other kinds of intruders or predators, which can affect the quantity of the honey production. So for the queen bees who are going through some of that, we do appoint bee healthy lawyers and attorneys for them to make sure that the queen bees are understanding what rights they have. Yes, yeah, so it seems you're good now, but at any time you need that, in case there's some chance of climate change ahead of time, especially if you hear that from some of the older worker bees and the older drone bees, feel free to give me a call. Yes, you're very welcome. Okay, so this looks really good. Let me go ahead and take a quick sample of this type of honey here. I'm just going to use this sampling stick. Take a little sample here. Okay, just going to stick right here. Okay. Just swish, swish, swish around to the other side here. Okay, very good. All right, we'll add this to our mixture and send it over to the lab, but so far I think it looks really good. You're producing high quality honey for sure from the wildflowers. Okay, very, very good. Let's take a look at our questionnaire some more. Okay, so the next couple of questions are going to be more like safety questions from the honey point of view, the beehive point of view, especially your point of view. And if at any time each of these questions don't feel the most comforting to you, please let me know and we can skip and recall it another time. Yes, definitely. Okay, so first off, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being most dangerous, 10 feeling the most safe, how is the safety of your beehive around your beekeepers right now? Okay. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, same difference in time frame, how is the safety of your beehive around other humans, so non-beekeepers or any other kind of visitors like Okay, all right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how is the safety of your beehive around animals? So this can range from domestic animals such as dogs, cats, hamsters, roosters. Well, a rooster's not really a domesticated animal, but you know what I mean. Or other kinds of animals such as, I don't know, bears. Okay, all right, excellent. So it seems like you're in a very safe environment. That makes me very happy. Okay, the next couple of questions I want to talk about just go more into environmental conditions that could affect the quality and health of your beehive and you and your drone bees and worker bees. Yes. Okay, so any signs of exposure from pests such as beetles, moths, other kinds of insects? Okay, not much. Great. Okay, any signs of exposure to pesticides? Okay, all right, not too much. Okay, not too much to affect the quality. How is your flower accessibility? I know you really love wildflowers. In terms of that, how is the accessibility to them and maybe your secondary and tertiary types of flowers? All right, good. Over the last 365 days, have there been any kinds of market fluctuations that have affected the speed, demand of your honey production? Okay, not too much. Right. Okay, in the last 365 days, approximately how many days has cold weather or other environmental conditions affected the quality of your beehive? Okay. Okay, that's not that low, but given this type of location, I can understand that. Now, since we've mentioned that sometimes it gets a little cooler in the area where your beehive is, how is the level of insulation with your beehive? Okay, not too much insulation right now. Okay, no worries there. I can write down a prescription to make sure that your beekeepers are making sure that your beehive is well insulated. Yeah, so with insulation, during the hotter weather, you'll be able to regulate the temperature of your beehive to prevent any kind of overheating. And when it gets a little bit colder, which tends to be a little bit more higher risk for beehives, then they'll make sure to keep everything nice and cozy and warm. Yeah, I highly recommend installing some kind of insulation factor. I can call in the bee contractors to make sure that it's getting set up and have them arrange a follow-up meeting with your beekeepers, and I'll make sure that you're in the meeting too, because this is your beehive, this is your life, and I want to make sure that it's top-notch for you. Perfect. Okay, great. Okay, excellent. All right, so we finished step 1 with our questionnaire. I'm now going to do a couple of quick exams with you. It's going to include a head, thorax, and abdominal exam. I'm also going to take a look at your wings here. And I'm also going to do a little bit of a light test and a pheromone test just to make sure that all of that is working well. And finally, we'll do a little bit of a hearing test to see what type of sound your honey is most likely to make when it's being mixed up. Yes, perfect. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and put on my gloves. And while I'm doing that, do you have any questions for me in the meantime? Yeah. What other kinds of honey colors are out there. They can come in a bit of a range, so some may be closer to the warm color, such as like yellows, oranges, gold. But with some types of honey, they can go as deep as like a berry red or even like closer to a light purple. It really depends on the types of flowers that the bees are going towards, which you know, but it's always a nice and good refresher for sure. Yes. Okay, so do I have permission to touch you and perform a little exam? Yes. Okay. Let me just take a look at your wings. Okay, can you flutter them for me a little bit? Okay, very good. They seem very strong and sturdy. And with your current beehive, is this the only beehive you've ever known, or have you been at a previous beehive? You've been at a previous one when you were younger? Okay, how long ago did you move to this beehive? A couple months ago? Okay, and what was the approximate distance between the old beehive and your current one? Okay, great, awesome. Yeah, in most cases, the average move from one beehive to another is around 3 miles. So the fact that it's a little less than that, I'm so glad it was an easier move for you. Perfect. Okay, your wings look fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick little head assessment here. Just going to gently touch your head, just a little bit here. All right. I don't see any signs of any deformities. Okay, I'm going to go down to the thorax. It's kind of like the midsection between your head and your abdomen. Okay, that looks good. Just making sure I'm being very gentle, because I know you're always working hard with the eggs. Okay, just going down to the abdomen. Very gentle. I know you're carrying so many eggs right now. Congratulations, by the way. You're doing so great. You're doing such a fantastic job managing the colony and paying the drone bees and the worker bees very well. You should be very proud of yourself. Oh yes, you must never doubt yourself at all. Being a queen bee is no easy job, and you definitely deserve to be in this position and more. That's how all the others respect you very much, including your beekeepers, your worker bees, your drone bees, myself, the entire staff, and indirectly all the consumers of the honey produced from your beehive. It's life-changing. Honey has so many great healing and medicinal properties, and you are truly the gift that keeps on giving. So I really want to thank you for everything that you're doing, and I want to reassure you how special, important, and extraordinary you are, because you are worth it and you deserve to be in the best care. Yes. Okay, so your head, thorax, and abdomen all look healthy, which is great. Let's do a quick little light test. Most bees, like you, are attracted to light because it kind of relates to the sun. So just for a second, I just want you to gently follow this light here, and I'll try not to shine it into your eyes or anything, okay? Yeah. Right? your eyes are healthy. You're able to follow the light very well. Let me just get another tube and do a quick pheromone test on you. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick swab on the side. Just go up and down. Just a little. I'm going to go to this other side. Okay, and just like that. Alright, and just like with the other sample, I'll send this over to the lab, but I think you should be great. Queen bees tend to have the strongest pheromones of all the other female bees. Alright, let me put that down there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do a quick little honey hearing test assessment. I have 3 samples of different types of honey sounds, and as I'm performing each of these, I want you to select which sound is the most similar to the honey produced in your beehive. How's that sound? Sounds good? Okay, great. Alright, so here is honey tube number 1. I'm going to put this next to your head so you can hear closely. Okay, other side. Okay, so that's the first one there. Alright, so keep that one in mind. I'm going to show you honey sample number 2. So take a listen for this one. Okay, and then the other side. Yes, this one has a lot more friction. Okay, so that's number 2. And now I will show sample number 3. Alright, here we go. Okay, then the other side. Okay, so that was number 3. Alright, so of those 3, which one sounded the most like the honey from your beehive, approximately? Number 2? Okay, let me write that down. So a little bit more on the friction side. It just means it has a little bit more substance to it, and some of us like it that way. Alright, I'm going to do a couple more assessments with you. So beforehand, I'm going to do, well, first I'm going to take off my gloves and I'm going to clean my hands thoroughly, because now I need to feel the quality of one of your eggs and the quality of one of your bees, whether it's a worker bee or a drone bee, one of your babies basically. So I brought this here. I'm just going to clean my hands right quick. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we are. Okay, so do you want to show me one of the eggs or one of the babies? With your permission, of course. We don't have to do this today, but it's up to you. You're okay with doing it today? Okay. Okay, so this is one of your eggs. Okay. Congratulations, by the way. It is very beautiful. So this is just from one of the combs. Okay, let me just give this a quick little feel right here. I know it can't be out for too long, and I know each of these are just so important and precious to you. Okay, good shape. The length is just where it needs to be. Good width. Very good. And approximately how many days before this one may hatch? Okay, so right on schedule. Perfect. All right, I'll hand this back to you, Miss Queen Bee 578. And finally, do you have any of your babies you would like to show, just to test the quality of their health? You do? Okay. Oh, this little one here. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing something so precious with me. Okay, hello, little one. Oh, they're so adorable. Okay, so just doing a quick little assessment here. Head, thorax, and abdomen seem a little fused, and this one seems quite fuzzy, but I see a lot of strength within this little one. I can tell that this is going to be one of the drone bees, so he will be safe at home. Wonderful. And let me just do a quick little exam of the light just to see if they're able to follow it. I'm not going to shine on them too quickly or too closely though. Okay, you ready, little one? All right. All right, can you follow the light here? Very good. All right, perfect. All right, wonderful. I'll just hand this little one back to you. Awesome. Okay, so let's see here. So I would say, based on this assessment, your eggs are healthy. Your worker bees and drone bees are doing exactly what they need to do, and they are developing right on schedule. Your honey is mostly based off the wildflowers, and they're at the color and consistency they need to be. Yeah, and the safety of your safety seems top notch. The worker bees and drone bees safety seem great. I have a slight concern about the colder weather with the immediate environment your beehive is in, but I can go ahead and contact the Bee Healthy contractors, and they'll go in contact with your beekeepers and you to do a follow-up. And with that, we'll be able to install some insulation for your beehives so it can last as long as possible for multiple generations. Yeah, so then that way you don't have to move as much, because I know how stressful that can be. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, but besides that, everything looks fantastic. Keep on coming into contact with Drone Bee 674 and Drone Bee 147. These seem to be the best gentlemen for your beehive, ensuring the quality of your eggs, which is fantastic. And each of your worker bees seem to be doing exactly what they need to do, with a lot of mutual respect and teamwork. Yes, excellent. So I will write that down, contact the contractors, and the lab results from the samples we did, you should see that in about a week. Yeah, about a week or less. Okay, great. And just as a final token of appreciation, I brought some extra honey protectant for you. It comes in this screw-like substance, It's very honeycomb friendly, and it comes with these top applicators on top. So if you ever need a little bit of a spa day from working so hard, feel free to use one of these, but this is for you to take home. Yep, no, there is no cost for this. It is free of charge. Just you being here is more than enough. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so any other final questions or requests you have for me? Okay, Queen Bee 578. Well, thank you so much for coming here to the Be Healthy Clinic, and I hope to see you again soon. Well, maybe not soon, but at least to see you again feeling well. I'll say that. Yes. All right. I'll let you fly back to your beehive now. I know you need a lot of rest. And say hi to all the worker bees and drone bees for me.